Good day, welcome to a video showing you my Gelert Track1 tent. This was my accommodation for last night. So we'll just give you a walk around here. So there's the Gelert, and there we have the Track1 with the relevant ratings on there. You can see with its 3000 millimeter hydrostatic head and 1.8 kilograms. So it's light enough to be man-packed. Single berth tent. Some people say it's more worthwhile getting that extra space and going for the 2-berth. That wasn't really an issue for me because I actually got gifted this. I think at the time the Track1, I'm not sure it's for sale now, but I think it was about £30, maybe £35 when they came out. Quite a relatively cheap tent, and this one was given to me in the pub. Often get things in the pub. I had a brace of pheasant once, but in this case I got a one-man tent. Never actually used it in anger. Planned to take it to the Peak District, maybe go on Kinder Scout, watch the sunrise come up or whatever. In the interim, I'm using it in the garden occasionally. So it's straightforward. We have under here a standard kind of base there. So the inner tent pegs down in 6 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 at the other end. And then there's the lightweight poles that go underneath that thread through the inner. You can't see them here, but they do. Let's just take this side entrance up. So it's a single entrance here. There's the poles, go through a loop in the top of the inner, and then the outer fly sheet ties over that. Now I've never used it in the rain, but it has actually rained while it's been there today. Before I had a chance to take it down. Is it waterproof? It looks waterproof. What I can tell you is if you don't bother zipping this up, I was letting it air, you'll find out that the water does get in. And my headset's here from last night, which is not very good. So I'm going to have to just let this dry out now. But there's adequate room for one person. A bit tricky to get in. I imagine there's a placemat. I can't remember why I put that there, but I did. It's a little bit tricky just to slide in, slide your feet down there. This is a mat I got, I think it was about £14 from Aldi yesterday because I didn't have a self-inflating mat. Not the best in the world, but for £14 you can't complain, and it was better than the one I didn't have. So there we go, relatively straightforward to put up. Erection time maybe 10 minutes, something like that tops. Plenty of room up top here, and you can see say the single entrance, so it's closed at the other side, so there's room for your stuff at top. Obviously it's a little bit narrower at the bottom. What I found was that there wasn't a lot of airflow coming through last night, although it was particularly hot. So I ended up sleeping with the side opened up and had a relatively comfortable night. So I think for a single man tent at relatively low price, I don't know whether it's been superseded or whether you can get one similar to this now, but yeah, it's good. And what I'll have to do is to get out and take it out to the Peak District. And also one of the other things I planned on doing really was taking my folder here, my folding bike, and doing something like the coast to coast. On a folding bike seems like a bit more of a challenge, doesn't it? So that's what I'm thinking of. Relatively lightweight tent, folding bike. Maybe that's for next year, and maybe get a couple of stints out in the Peak District with it. One other thing that I found as well, which is, so if I'm laying in it, the entrance is to my right hand side, and my sleeping bag is a left hand entry. Now that's really annoying. Now if this was a double exit tent, I wouldn't have had a problem. So really, I guess I need to try and find a sleeping bag that's a right hand entry as well if I plan to keep this tent. But we had some very heavy rain just now, and it seems to have, the fly sheet seems to have done its job. Like I say, apart from the fact I left the door up because I didn't believe it was going to rain. So there we go, there's the Gelert free tent, free to me anyway. Yeah, I'll take that. I'd prefer the green one if I'm being honest. You know, something a little bit more stealthy rather than this clearly a tent. You know, so I don't think it's very good for any stealth camping. Not that I plan to do it, but I would have just preferred that rather than this kind of black and yellow. But like I say, got it for nothing, can't complain. Yeah, so there we go. My Gelert Track1 single berth tent. Any questions, fire away, and I'll let you know. I'll try and answer them the best I can.